twice as much. Apologies to everybody listening.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, we've already heard from what you've had to say sort of first time round, but now you've got to do it again in sort of caster T voice. So T, what have we got going on?
Thank you very much, Owen. Yes, I do think that this Naga pick... No, yeah, I really like the Naga pick. I actually forgot I was casting. I won't lie. I got just excited about the draft. Just kept talking.
Yes,
so,
some crazy stuff. I mean, for me, you know, turning up and looking at what we've had. So first pick Nyx Assassin, something that not a lot of teams, if any other teams, are really doing, at least in this region. And you know, honestly, I feel this hero has got good potential, right? Spike Carapace can be incredibly annoying for a lot of heroes that are very strong right now.
Yeah, I think the thing with Nyx Assassin is when more skirmishing fights break out in the mid, like the early game, you need the Nyx to have a good laning phase, so you feel like you can always join these cheaper fights and you're not just farming a side lane to recover. But if you do have that good start, it is one of the better heroes historically at non-stop fighting, using Carapace, setting fights up. I guess one of the main things is Dota progressed from being a pick-off style of game with Vendetta always finding heroes, because people are much better at using sentries now, using vision, playing in the correct areas. So it'll be interesting to see just the return of Nyx a little bit there.
Oh, this is looking like a pretty dead fish, man. There's static link from Zai. Let's see if maybe they can get Boxy first, as he's also falling low. And indeed, it will be Zai taking down Fishman first. They get the first, but they'll also be able to get some good damage in onto Pure here. Insania sets up with the dual breath, and with that right click built up by Zai and that static link, Pure's going to take a lot of damage on his way to the lane.
Quick D-ward from Insania as well.
Easy dodge there by Zai, walking straight through. So we'll see sort of how this goes. I mean, how well do you feel that the Doom safe lane can go? I mean, what's the aim when you're running the Doom in this position? What's sort of the game plan?
The game plan is pretty much you want to free farm your lane, even though he's under so much pressure from Boxy already. But yeah, you want to free farm your lane. You want to get to potentially that quick Midas into BKB, and you have such an overwhelming presence because you're like a budget alchemist, right? You're going to have all these items coming a bit quicker, using Devour, using Midas. Then you enter the game super tanky, allowing everyone else to just have that perfect entry to the fight. And nowadays, or I say nowadays, because Puck buys Witchblade, you have a lot of damage from these Urn or Vessel buying Enigmas with the Midnight Pulse, even the Tiny to some degree. It just opens up everyone else to perfectly use their spells. But it does put you in a window of, once you hit that timing, you need to ride that momentum, because sure, in Liquid scenario, they pick a carry that will eventually just fully outscale this Doom, right? There is no world where a Doom 1 versus a Naga 1, if they're both 6-slotted, and obviously, you know, maybe not getting Doom off on the Naga, they're going to crush and win that fight, right? Unless you do some like Radiance plus Shiva style of build.
Yeah, it's going to be some big
Doom.
brain stuff. Yeah. If you want to be able to get to the later stages and match the Naga Siren. Yeah, absolutely. You definitely expect Entity to want to run this one a bit faster than they feel that Liquid's ready to deal with. So look at some of the other lanes so far. Stormstormer versus Mickey in the mid. Pretty even on the first few waves. And obviously on that top lane, see how much Toby's able to take away from Matuma in terms of the denies and such, and how well he's able to hold the position of the lane. Try and slow down Matuma start.
Yeah, the cool thing about obviously Naga into Enigma is Enigma naturally, if you ever find the correct Naga, you're always going to have kill threat on this hero. But I think in regards to laning phase, the creeps that you take away with the convert, eventually Naga will be able to go to jungle much quicker than other cores.
Pure could be in trouble here. They'll get the stun. Okay, Fishman is Zai that was in trouble. I think Zai, sort of like me, sort of tunnel visioned in onto Pure. He barely realized that Fishman was taking him down. Tried to make a move there onto Pure, but Fishman says no. It'll be Fishman taking Zai out of the lane.
And this is all because of this the creep that he got, right? He's got the Chain Lightning, 50 mana, 140 damage, just burning them out. It's so easy to get this damage into the side lane. I honestly expect Nyx Razor to be a much more potent lane, but yeah, Doom got one of the most aggressive creeps possible to be able to offset that. Just non-stop spamming.
He's going to fall a bit low here, Pure. He's only got the stick charges as well, so we'll have to stick to the side of the lane for a little bit. There's a fair bit of regen on Fishman that he could head over to pass over to Pure, but Pure's also got his salve coming out, so he'll be able to heal himself back up, get back over to the lane.
Quite a rare occurrence there. Entity's carry just pulled the safe lane by himself.
He did.
Salved himself and allowed Fishman to get some creeps in the lane. unheard of Dota 2 here.
We're seeing up on the top lane. I think so far, you know, it's Toby, as always, on the Enigma has taken away a fair few creeps already from Matuma Man. So having the impact that he usually does here, you know, with how much Entity love to draft this Enigma pretty much every time in their opening. Back down bottom. Another attempt towards Zai. He's got a decent amount of static link damage built up, so Pure won't want to stick around to trade with that too much. Over in the mid lane, Stormer getting a little bit of a lead now against Mickey. Few creeps ahead. Oh, Zai! He's got to be careful. Pure comes back in, zaps him once more with the lightning. And both Zai and Fishman.
He's got another lightning. Oh!
He's got the infused raindrop. Zai will be protected from that burst that Pure has, and now Boxy with some body blocks, and Zai getting the link going. Pure needs to get that final right click, and he's able to find it. We'll be able to take him down. Boxy, can he get Pure in return? He can. So Boxy will have the ultimate cleanup. Nice bit of XP for him down there as the skirmishing continuing. It was quite funny with that last hit on Zai. Looked like it was quite a long range attack there from the Doom, but Pure gets the job done.
Yeah, that's the good old thing with, you know, melee heroes and right clicking, right? If they start the right click within their window, sure, some heroes can walk a bit far away, but they'll still connect unless it's really breaking that melee range. It's always quite comical when that happens.
Top lane.
Stania.
Probably dead here with the Malefice setting up and the Eidolons tearing into it. As Entity find the opening to get the kills. Tim Matu look towards Toby. He's falling low. And Matu will be able to walk in and get the kill in return. He'll take a fair bit of damage on the way out. Of course, there's a Nagasara, and he's got a decent amount of armor to deal with that sort of physical. So he's back out of the lane. He's going to be fine. So already, yeah, both side lanes. Action is kicking off.
Yeah, I don't think Liquid is ready for this Dawnbreaker Doom safe lane. Again, it all boils down to if Pure didn't have this chain lightning creep, he wouldn't be able to apply as much pressure. He would be getting aggressed on by the static link. So very much a nice bit of RNG there on an Entity side. And maybe Liquid, in hindsight, when they think about this side lane Doom, they're going to think about blocking up that small camp, preventing that creep coming in. Because it really has put a thorn in their side to start with.
So the Dream Core used it. Actually going to be off the mark with the orb, so Boxy will be able to walk that one off. Wasn't able to stop Stormer, of course, from bottling up the rune. He did manage to pick up the illusion rune here on Puck. And with the Remnant control, but not quite enough damage to keep Stormer locked down. And in fact, Stormer looking to fire back here with the orb. Boxy, he's caught under the fire with the Celestial Hammer. We'll be okay. Now Mickey jumps in, he gets the gear. He's actually got Remnant if he wants to try and go for it, but he'll respect the fact that one and Fairy Fire were ready for Stormer, so no further commitment there.
Yeah, key thing. Just constantly pressuring around the runes. We mentioned it during the panel, right? When you have a Voice Spirit and a Puck matchup, you have to prevent those runes being taken for free.
Top did try and make another attempt on Matuma Man's life, but it will be Kataomi that's the one to fall. Matu will TP out of there. Look to reset himself back at base.
Yeah. One of the changes, of course, right? Without the salve change, and now we've had it for a couple of weeks. These carries quickly TPing back. Mickey getting a solo kill.
He was able to get him.
Mid.
Dives in, I believe, underneath the tower there. Stormer. They've still been sitting a little bit lower from that earlier engagement. Boxy will look for the quick trip back to base off the back of the Mud Golems.
So yeah, the Puck, he took 5 right clicks into then a Remnant to take the 6th right click and die. So very much just Puck dueling in melee range of the Voice Spirit and then going down eventually.
So yeah, lovely solo kill there for Mickey. We'll also be taking the walk back to base.
But look at Stormer. He's already pinging. Guys, I've just been killed by Voice Spirit. He's walking back to base. Hasn't used his TP, I don't think.
He could be going somewhere.
Easily could be going to a side lane.
See where Mickey wants to go. He's going to return to mid.
But that's because, if you look, right, Toby and Kataomi in top lane rushed back to their tier 1 tower, respecting the fact that they can't really put pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey's just straight back in with the pressure onto Stormer. He's already managed to kill him once. Wants to continue to try his best to bully the Puck in the mid. Make sure the Stormer doesn't feel too safe.
And actually, they're going to be just generating gold very passively, right? When you have Enigma, even Doom, even Puck to some degree, all 3 of these cores, just through staying alive, will just generate gold very easily on the map. And Liquid, they need to try and shut this down, as you see here with the Nyx and the Razor.
Yeah, straight in. They've got the link set up. Pure is going to go quickly for the TP out, but the damage builds up too quickly from Zai. And they'll take Pure down, so he'll be out of the game for 23 seconds. And of course, TP on cooldown for when he respawns. So a big hit there to sort of the timing that Pure's going for, you know, trying to get that Midas done It's 200 gold away from it. He's going to have to take a bit of time until he's being able to get back to a camp and finish that off. Bottom lane, the dives continue as Zai, backed up by Mickey. Make sure they take down Fishman as well. Over in the mid, Instania did show his face. Storm and Katomi were quick to make sure that he didn't get to stick around too long for XP or gold.
Just look at the vision right now on the mini-map for Liquid. They didn't really use too many wards in the early game, and now they have, 4 wards just spread? 1 in each lane, the river. Yeah, very much allowing themselves to see all of these early moves, to see the jungle farming from Entity, and in that sense, they're going to be able to be very efficient and just farm up. Like this Naga, 3.2k net worth, when even with Enigma, you don't expect either hero in that lane to just pull ahead, but now it's just the efficiencies of Matu.
I mean, they're looking for Pure here. Boxy, Spike Carapace set up him with the 6. He's got a lot of burst with that Vendetta hit. Remnant to follow up. Pure, he's gone. Another big kill there from Liquid. Again, catching Pure in this moment of the game where he's been within sort of that 200 gold from the Midas. They're perfectly slowing down this Midas pickup, which does hurt for the Doom.
Yeah, you just mentioned it, right? Twice in a row. And it all boils down to the vision Liquid have had. They've exited laning phase and set up the map accordingly to be able to put pressure on them. Like Entity, with their heroes right now, it takes a little bit more time for them to be able to make these earlier moves. And Fishman, he wants to soak up the XP bottom and just constant fighting non-stop.
In the mid, they've got the Remnant into the ice path. Not quite enough damage to take out Storm. And in fact, with the Dream Coil, Entity, they're ready to turn it around. They take down Mickey. They'll also be able to chase that Instania here. So reactions from Entity, and with that sort of fight, the Pure's able to get involved in. That will be the gold secured for his Midas to be finally sent out.
Oh, okay, right. I want to see how Fishman dewards this. Well, he's fighting an illusion right now. That's quite a long fight.
He's got it.
All right, because the cool thing here is, look there on the right-hand side of your screen. There's another ward. So Liquid, they entered this area with 1 high ground, of course, but the low ground right now, Entity, after dewarding 1, they're going to safely assume there's no more vision here. So potentially, Liquid can still use the fact they had 2 wards for the same part of the map as their own advantage. But yeah, pretty cool concept, using 2 wards for 1 area. We don't see it too often, at least. Especially this early in the game. But now Boxy, this is the difficulty of Nyx Assassin. There's so many sentries available. They're so easy to put down. There's now 2, 3 in the Radiant jungle. He's going to have to be very careful how he enters the map, or at least looks for these ganks. You see Insania playing Minesweeper, or Battleships at least, trying to get some more vision here. So much emphasis put on just sentries right now to give this Nyx some confidence as he runs around. But this is a Doom that is really relying on Devour to be his farming mechanism. Not really able to just passively hit creeps.
We'll see to the side. Fishman. Be caught in the ice path, but should still be able to drag his way out of this one. The Plasma Field catching him out. The Macropyre's down there as well as the Carapace. They keep him held in position. They take him out. We'll see Stormer look to chase the Nyx Assassin out of the jungle, but Mickey's in with the backup. Boxy not able to get the stun off in time. Nearly had it lined up onto the 2 of them. See if they can do with Zeiss. He's got the Eye of the Storm running. 4 heroes here. Toby's ready to drop the Black Hole, but the Ice Path immediately puts a stop to it. Zeiss still pretty beefy with the Strength Treads, the Infused Rage Drop, and the Ogre Club. They can't really battle this Razor right now as they lose Kataomi. The controls there onto Pure as Mickey's trying to chase out the Doom. There'll be a heal coming in from Fishman, but back up towards the river. Zai ran down Stormer, finished him off. We'll see Fishman jump in, look to finish off Mickey. They'll get the kill in return. See if they can get more. Zai falling low, and Stania also on the retreat now. Looks like these 2 should be safe enough to get back to their half of the map. As this aggression and persistence from Liquid continues. And yet Zai, they're not quite able to deal with him at the moment. Very tanky, and this is before the BKB. He'll almost certainly have that done for the next fight, just a Mithril Hammer away. And when he has got that completed, it's going to be hard to deal with this Razor just running at them.
Oh, and they found the Enigma too. They have enough damage here?
They've got the illusions.
Should be enough.
Should be a... They clears the illusions in time, but Boxy with some good body blocks finishes off the kill. Not great for Matu, though, as he ends up going down. Stormer clearing through the illusions and clearing through him as well. Jump into the river. They've got the Remnant set up into the stun. Ice Path follow-up as well. They'll keep Stormer locked down and take him out. Fishman swings him with a hammer. Starbreaker to finish off Boxy. I mean, these fights, they just continue here. It's 15-10.
It's so good, isn't it?
Liquid with a sort of a 1k lead. I mean, with 13 minutes into it, ultimately, who's having the better time here?
Oh, for sure. I think it's Liquid right now. They're the ones being the aggressors. They're forcing Entity to bring multiple heroes to these engagements. And in doing so, sure, Matu just died there, but before all of that, he was farming behind all of this aggression. He's trying to catch up into the game, and The thing is that both teams, they generate gold so easily that these earlier fights is not putting a core behind. Like, look at the net worth. Most of them are doing pretty well at keeping up with each other. Sure, Enigma at the tail end of it, but the fact that everyone's within the same 1,000 gold range, it is just kudos to the heroes that they have and the fact that they can fight so relentlessly.
Yeah.
Then you see Liquid once again just smoking up. I think for Liquid, they thrive in these bigger drawn-out fights right now. There isn't a lot of lockdown on Entity, and there's so many ways to cancel the black hole to lock down this puck before the blink and the elusiveness comes online.
See if they can catch Stormer hit.
They really want to set up with a carapace on the orb. Oh, not able to connect on it.
He's got Invis ready as well, Stormer, so they won't be able to chase over there.
I think the key thing, Liquid has perfectly played around their vision in this early game. The vision that they had, the sentries that they have, they're giving Boxy this confidence to step deeper into the river, to step deeper into jungle, to then set up the tankiness of the Void Spirit or the Razor to come through, because he's already having that perfect initiation. But that will get more difficult over time. As Entity grows stronger and can group up more, the value of Nyx will fall off. But no, Liquid so far doing a pretty stellar job at just making this hero feel like he's had a lot of impact early on. But this is one of those games where if you just focus on the minimap, watching Fishman v Insania, the battle of the sentries, the vision that they have, this Radiant jungle, it's been fully covered by Dire at minute 8. Now it's fully covered by Radiant at minute 14. Like, it's a constant back and forth. And now Boxy's back in like, please, I need to control this area. It's just so much fun to see.
Boxy should be pretty dead here.
That was a cheeky attempt, honestly. Like, everyone's farming everyone Liquid. No one's really occupying this map, but again, this is a perfect demonstration of why Vision's so critical. And Entity, they themselves try and mirror Boxy's move, but no, instantly dewarded. Another strength for this carry Doom's coming in. Minute 15, already picked up the BKB, joined a lot of these fights, TP'd around the map, but 4 points Devour, got that Midas. Even though it was delayed 3 times in a row because of pickoffs, still a very, very quick BKB.
I'll see what they can do around this BKB. They're ready to go here, Entity. Looking for the fight. Stormer leading the way. He's got the jump in. Dream Coil. On to Mickey. So they're able to dive in and see the song come out from Matu. That's going to be able to put a bit of a stop here to the follow-up they needed to get down onto Mickey. Mickey's able to reset. Instania turns, lines them up with the Ice Pass. Done as well to follow up from Boxy. And that's Pure taken out. They'll be able to get the kill on him. Wasn't able to get the BKB off at all. And now with the Doom dead, Entity, they've got no place to be in this fight. They've got to back off. Good reaction there from Liquid, and indeed the difficulties that we'll see in Entity trying to make these sort of plays when Matu's around with the song prepared.
And that's the beautiful thing with Liquid's lineup, right? When you hit this song, this isn't a Naga pick where you're lacking stuns or lacking this setup. Once again, Mickey just constantly trying to find
he's in trouble this Storm.
A little bit.
Remnant into the stun. Do they have the damage? Oh.
One more spell.
They did what something. There's a bit of heals coming in as well. Mickey, what's he got? Dissimulate. That's going to be dodged by the phase shift. Silence.
We're going to get the kill.
It's going to be Mickey in trouble now. The Witchblade damage ticking him down. He'll throw out a Remnant. Mickey will die. Boxy will manage to find the trade onto Storm as both mids end up going down. Now it's a battle between the supports. Fishman versus Boxy. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen.
£5 on no one dying.
I think Boxy's going to get the kill. He's going to have stun in a second.
But is it Fishman's got all his spells? What?
Oh!
No one's going to die.
Oh, he's backing off. Boo.
Oh.
He could have had him. Intense fight there between the two.
God,
There's respect between the two supports. They're like, why are we fighting?
Yeah.
Let's just live.
What have we done to do this? Yeah. That's far like that. That's very mutual. But Liquid just always looking for the fight, always looking to break down this map more. And Naga now caught up in regards to farm, even with the Doom. Mad to complete. This is where Naga just thrives, sending out multiple illusions, skipping out the waves. And I was going to mention that previous fight. I love the fact that this Naga Siren, if you pop Song and there aren't BKBs used on Entity, you're going to be able to set up a Void Spirit Remnant, a Nyx Assassin Impale, layered with a Macapire from the Jakiro or an Ice Path.
That's true.
Like, if Razor gets a link off pre-Song, you're also sending the link out. Like, every single hero can utilize this Naga Song to be aggressive.
So if you're pure on the Doom, how do you go about entering these fights then when you know that there's a high chance you're not going to have the opportunity to press your BKB? Because you don't want to be pressing your BKB on the pretense that a song might come out to you. You've got to rely on someone to be locating the Naga Siren and making sure that Matu's not able to sing his song.
And then it kind of boils down to Tiny Enigma, right? You want the Doom to blink in, potentially, and to set up the fight, or at least the Tiny Enigma. You need to make the fight feel like it's a That's the key fight, the big fight. And then when Liquid, if they ever waste the song, that's when you pop your BKBs after and then you run them down. But it's going to be a big balance of discipline and execution.
See what they can find here. This time around, Matu's not in the area. Zai, he'll be happy to return sort of the attention that Entity tries to bring towards him as he just pops the BKB, walks down, Fishman gets the kill. You see Toby and Pure trying to deal with Zai. Zai, he's done a lot of damage to Pure. Now the illusion's coming in. Pure puts the BKB, dies to Roche. Roche slams him out of the game. It's 4 dead on Entity. Another failed attempt from Entity to try and get a fight going. Liquid's prepared, Roshan's prepared. Everybody's dead on Entity.
Didn't think 6-man rosters were allowed, but no, that Roshan coming in clutch. I mean, to be fair, he was dead anyway, but still, it looks very cool. Who's a good little Liquid member.
I'll see it again here. I mean, Pure already, of course, incredibly low there. Zai. But I mean, that was...
hit.
It was a big hit from Roche as well, wasn't it?
Actually, to be fair, he was alive. Yeah, if Roshan didn't do that, he'd be able to probably wander off. Maybe Matu comes up after and cleans out, but with a BKB, phase, and yeah, I
mean, that was
he looked pretty alive, to be fair.
That was a pretty chab move from Zai, though, wasn't it? Oh, here, 5-man ganking us. I'm just going to pop BKB, walk straight for the middle of you, kill Fishman, and I'm going to chase Pure into the Roche pit.
Yeah, and
he just went for it, Zai.
Yeah, you got to do that when you are this Razor and you have such an early BKB to mirror the Doom. You just got to get into the middle of the fight and allow everyone else to throw out their spells. No, I love the fact that he did that because you put the pressure on Doom there. If he uses Doom on Razor, that's not going to stop Razor doing anything, right? He's already got the link off. He's already popped BKB. Pure very much on retreat. And Liquid really utilizing their heroes nicely so far. Prevented Entity getting any entries to the game. And they're trying to get some of these smokes off, but it's either being matched by Nyx breaking the smoke, then running into a Razor and a BKB. Yet to see the efficiencies of this carry Doom really help them out.
He's got the farm. I mean, as expected with the Midas and the Devour, but indeed, in these fights, Liquid have very much shown that they've got the ways to deal with what Pure wants to do.
And Enigma, he needs a BKB. Like, this Voice Spirit has Ags, you've got the Nyx Assassin, Jakiro, the Stone. Like,
it's impossible to black hole without it this game.
Unless Liquid literally group up as 4 heroes and Razor's out by his lonesome, you don't need to black hole that guy. It's so difficult for Enigma to feel good, for Dawnbreaker to feel good, even Puck, like... Yeah, Entity right now, they're an item or 2 away from really wanting to mirror the big fight of Liquid. And that's why you see Liquid, they're constantly running around the map looking for these kills.
I mean, it's 2 times where Entity's gone for those 5-man smokes and they haven't ended up well. Boxy. 3-man's done it from Boxy to start the fight off. Here comes the backup from Mickey. Straight in and over towards Katsurmi, caught by the dual breath. We'll see the Dream Core drop down. I didn't catch anybody. As Mickey was already out to the side, Boxy's being focused by Stormer, but he's got the spike carapace back up. Now with the jump forward from Mickey, the whole back Stormer. Boxy does end up going down. Zai with the BKB is just going to focus out Pure. Pure has to BKB and TP out of the fight. He's got nothing to do here. And over into the pit. Fishman, he tried to jump his way out with the Tumbler's Toy, but he'll be caught in the pit. Matu takes the kill. And now he's like, well, you know what, Fishman, that's not a bad idea. I'll go for Roche whilst I'm at it.
Oh, that setup from Boxy, I thought it was going to be so much better.
He's a little scared actually because Stormer is still around. Could look for a potential steal. So they won't go for the Roche. Matu, you know, he wanted to. He was like, all right, let's give it a shot. But
got a kill.
And indeed, you know, Entity, they've still got heroes up. They can definitely contest and look for steals. Back to the farming from Matu. On top of the Manta Orchid, going for the heart. And that definitely is going to be where the real problem comes in because how is Entity going to be able to deal with sort of the heart and the Naga Siren right? They're going to have to get a lot of damage onto Matu.
Yeah, it's going to be... This heart is very much respecting what the Puck can do, right? The amount of just AoE damage that they have. I love the initiation from Boxy, but unfortunately, even though it looked absolutely banging, just look at the minimap. Liquid, there's a couple heroes in mid. You've still got the Razor out in the dire safe lane jungle. Like, there's a lot of disconnect a little bit there from Liquid, but still. That
look at this quick move now. Pure shows himself in the mid. They know his BKB is on cooldown for 20 seconds. Liquid's going to go straight for him. He's got to be careful here, Pure. There's the jump from Boxy. Spike Carapace to start the initiation off the back of the Scorched Earth, hitting it. They've got the stun control. Ice Path down. Macropie as well. Pure, he's in trouble. He'll be able to get the Doom off onto Mickey. Black Hole from Toby follows up. He's caught the 2 cores. This is a big catch here from Entity as they take down Mickey. They'll look towards Matuma Man as Matuma Man tossed up in the air. He'll get brought out of the fight. Zai, he's got to come in with a big cleanup here as the rest of his team, they've just died. He's running down the Fishman Dawnbreaker. He'll get him. So they may have lost the cause that time round there. Liquid losing Mickey and Matuma Man, but Zai, very much showing he's still got the fight covered. Back over towards the mid. Insania, he's actually going to be left behind here. Stormstormer didn't want to try and chase for the kill there, as he respects the fact that Zai was ready to swing back over and probably take him down as well. Yeah, this raises Zai this game. He's just this incredible beast that Entity, they're terrified of.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like Liquid's kind of got a little bit more of an OG flair in this game, right? In regards to the amount of cores they're presenting. You kill off the Naga, but you haven't killed the Razor. You kill off the Voice, but then suddenly there's a Naga, right? Like, you have to somehow deal with all of the cores, and if you don't kill them at the same time, the next one's going to step up and just clean up the fight, right? And for Entity, with their lineup, with a Doom carry, the pockets, they don't have enough damage, really, to eat through this amount of just tankiness and damage that Liquid have. And, man, it's fun to see. But Entity, they will eventually scale into this game. But right now, Liquid just non-stop smoke after smoke after smoke. They're just pressuring the fact that you don't have Doom, you don't have Black Hole. We will eventually kill you. We'll eventually take Roshan and try and take over this map.
Good jump from Boxy again. Quick catch onto Fishman. See Entity smoked up at the tier 2. Hard for them to make a move, though. 10 seconds until Zai's BKB's back online, and between that and the Lincolns, he's not an easy target at all to focus.
And Insania, he's so farmed in this game. He's got the Aether Lens, the 4-star. He's already also level 15. From a distance, he's helping out the team so much. He's Ice Path, just locking people down. But again, it helps that Liquid, they have so many layers of stuns that if they do ever find the path for someone, it's very easy for them to just continuously keep that hero locked in. And I'm a stickler for some good vision, and yeah, we don't really have the tech, but my god, if you could ever look at a game for aggressive vision, Liquid has been near flawless with having these lingering wards in the Radiant jungle for best part of the entire game. It's propped them up to, yeah, you see here, 12 wards destroyed. Like, that's helping with the economy a little bit, but yeah, just the D wards, the vision, the control, both Boxy and Insania being in the right position to get these wards out while still joining the team. It's really allowed them just to sweep across the map the entire time. And
you can feel it in terms of the pressure that Liquid's been able to keep on against Entity this whole game, in the fact that, you know, the tier 1 mid, tier 1 bottom, it's still there. You know, these sort of, the towers, you know, 25 minutes in, you'd expect to at least have taken a decent amount of damage. They haven't at all. They're pretty much completely up in terms of HP. Entity, they've just not been able to make these moves. They've tried, but Liquid's done a very good job of just making it so hard for Entity to progress.
And it feels like right now for Entity, they need to stall out the game a little bit, right? Toby just picked up the BKB, 9-second BKB, but he doesn't want to be using that now into the Naga Aegis. So this 5-minute window, you're going to try and stall out the map a little bit, wait for this Aegis to expire potentially, and then look for the big fight. Or alternatively, you barrel into Liquid, you use that BKB to blow up the Razor, the Void Spirit, someone else, and then you hope to try and, you know, get around that Naga. But I feel like plan B, that's a super hard one to execute. If you don't get the damage off during Chrono, during the BKB, there will be that song reset and the fight will just be lost. So Entity really have a 50-50 right now, and if they want to be a defensive team or just trying to go against the odds and to fight into this. And oh, it's an 8, it's a heart as well. The game only gets harder. And if you look at the Doom, his scaling, he's identified the strength of the Naga Siren. He's going for a Shivas. It's a Brown Boots, Midas, BKB, Blink, Doom, then going for a Shivas as a somewhat illusion counter due to that aura of the attack speed. No, it's a little bit difficult for Entity right now. They really need to rely on their high ground defense. And that's where they will thrive. Of course, Liquid, not the best building damage. A lot of chip and poke with the Naga Siren illusions. But stepping up to that high ground, a coil, a toss back on the Tiny, you break that.
See Matu starting to tease around with Pure. And Pure keeping his cool. He doesn't want to put the BKB. He knows he doesn't need to. It's only Matu poking at him. And Kataomi trying with the toss, but Moxie, White Carapace, Toby's in with the black hole. It's a 3-man with the BKBs locking him down to be able to take out Boxy. Matu's going to be fine now. In fact, Boxy just buys back immediately. Pure's able to get him with the BKB. Slam down the Doom onto Mickey. Can Entity make a good fight out of this? They'll take out Zai. They'll take out Mickey. They'll look towards Matu now. Matu will get the song off. He's got the TP, so he'll get out of there. That's exactly what Entity needed there. They get the black hole. They're able to get the heroes out of it. Finally able to find a team fight where they confidently come out on top.
They actually had, that was the perfect fight they could have asked for. I don't think there's any other scenario that they, it starts by Kataomi going onto Boxy. Liquid get a little bit baited in here, and it's the, look at the side. Toby pre-BKB into Midnight Pulse Black Hole, then the layered jump of the Doom on top, getting that onto the Void Spirit. the fact that you have this double initiation, you lock down all the key cores. Jakiro can't do anything to help now because the BKBs are in tow. So yeah, Liquid, they were in such a commanding position. That was the one thing they didn't have to do, and unfortunately they step into that position. But no, great stuff from Entity capitalizing on that.
No, as we said, this is a difficult game for Entity in their lineup. The execution has to be perfect. If they can keep that up, pull off more of those sort of plays, they could be able to just sort of hold Liquid in this position where Liquid's had a solid start. Their cores that are huge, but if Entity can bring in the outplay, as we know that they can do, we've seen them do it before this tour, some flashy moves could make things a little more complex than Liquid would have hoped.
I feel like that series of deaths and not being able to utilize this Aegis is going to hurt Liquid later down the line as they look towards maybe being more aggressive on the map. When Entities set up in areas of their own vision, trying to hit buildings with Naga Siren is going to be very difficult. The puck spam eventually with Octarine and Overwhelming Blink, the Shivas on the Doom, the Scorched Earth, the Midnight Pulse, Liquid's ability to actually hit buildings falls off incredibly hard at like minute 35-40 as Entity gets some big ticket items. So yeah, Liquid, they need to make sure that they kind of stay a little bit more together. Don't get too rash, because even though the start of this game was really clean, the ability to end it will slowly fade away. Outside, of course, just winning the big team fights and just having numbers advantage. But for sure, still, I'd say Liquid favored. Because when you think about the big 5-on-5,
sure,
if Liquid are able to get off their spells
and the carry matchup,
and
right,
the carry
in terms of
matchup,
heroes.
Yeah. But right now on just initiation, whoever gets the first jump, if the Naga's caught, sure, Entity can just run over their opponent without that strong reset. And Entity, they're feeling it, right?
Yeah,
like,
here we go.
They have everything. How long for Black Hole, actually? 13 seconds.
Yeah, they're pretty much going to have the combo good to go here, Entity. See what they can catch. Zai, alone at the moment. They're going to go for him with the coil.
Headband break.
Able to force him to the side, and that little bit of a break will set up for Zai to get taken down. Smooth moves from Entity.
Loaded to the gills.
It's a big pick-off. Zai, dead for 70. They could look to make more action happen here. They've still got the black hole. And looks like Liquid's trying to approach them. Could be risky without Zai. See how much Liquid want to get in aggressively. They do have Arcane Rune on Mickey, but still, they've got to respect the black hole potential from Toby.
This is the type of position from Liquid where they lose a key hero, but they put themselves in a position where it's like, if you want to come and fight us, you'll have to use a black hole. And then by the time that you then maybe win the fight or kill off a single hero, Razor will be alive to cushion that. So it's aggression to try and prevent Entity from grouping up and just smoking again. But Entity, right now, great recovery into the game with that previous fight. A really nice pickoff, utilizing the fact that Headband doesn't break Lincoln, so you coil. You can always break that onto the Razor if he doesn't BKB. And yeah, the game is, honestly, it is bit by bit getting a little bit more difficult for Liquid. Oh yeah, the graph also shows that, yeah.
Quite the percentage swing. Fell down to about an 11% chance there for Entity on the win probability.
This is the type of game where like Stormstormer, if he goes for like Lincoln's, Overwhelming Blink, even like a later BKB, he's going yours right now. But just if he goes for more defensive items and just becomes beefier, it will just be so hard for Liquid. Even if they get that perfect Ice Path on him or an Impale or a Carapace done from his spells, getting the damage to kill him off could be quite difficult. I mean, that's the thing with Puck, right? It's one of the best heroes in the patch right now, probably alongside Beastmaster. BKB is obviously being higher cooldown after use. The lack of clean lockdown damage right now. Yeah, Puck. Quite an annoying hero. And what's this Naga going now? Sure, got the Yags, BKB piercing and snare, additional cooldown. Oh, no, additional cooldown, that'd be bad. Cooldown reduction and cast range, sorry. Yeah, very much. Interested to see how Liquid takes this now. I think if you're Matu, you're probably need to sit back a little bit more. Allow your team to enter the fight. Give this Raze a bit more of a platform to get in. Maybe if you get a link on the Doom, prevent Doom from being confident. Gives everyone else a bit of a backbone to enter these fights.
Oh, Spike Carapace.
Oh, they got the setup. Oh. And he's got no blink dagger, right? He's 1000%
Can't get out of that Ice Path follow-up.
Oh, and it gives away a gem.
That was the gem drop. And Sanya's going to be happy with that one. gem into his hands.
Dire's bottom tower.
Opt for more damage with his talent rather than spam with his illusion. Matu just respecting the fact that once he locks onto a hero, he does want to get those Riptide procs, get the damage out, get the kills. He's got plenty of illusions. Yeah, damage as well to boot. Nice pick rate.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a stalemate, it seems. Until they get Roshan. Nice. This is actually perfect for Liquid, right? The game's getting quite stale. Entity's coming back into it. You find a quick pick on puck that you weren't really getting for the last 15 minutes.
You get a gem.
You get a gem, and you get Roshan. Like, this is the perfect recovery from that previous partial throw that they did there. Still quite a scary game.
Now, Hacerun as well ready for Mikke for the next move, so see how much they can get done with the Aegis. How prepared Entity are. Of course, Entity's going to have all ults ready to go. So Liquid will have to be incredibly cautious how they do go about going for the push. Won't be easy, even with that extra life on Zai.
It's still, even the items Liquid pick up, it's going to be all eyes on Toby, right? The fact that he is rushing this refresher, he's a Blink BKB refresher Enigma. He can black hole one hero. In doing so, even if you don't kill the hero, it's going to open up the Doom to see heroes to then get that clutch Doom off. I honestly expect it to be, you throw a casual Doom off onto, let's say, Razor, and then Doom's going to sit super far back, be ready with the BKB to then blink into that song potentially to get a key Doom off with a refresher, Doom another. Liquid's defensive capabilities might slowly fade away if Entity are in position to BKB into these songs to punish them a little bit. But no, yeah, both teams getting so incredibly tanky so quickly. Poor Enigma really is just falling off compared to net worth to everyone else.
See Pure. He's in with the jump. There's an illusion. He's going to be able to turn over towards Zai, but the BKB's off in time. Zai just going to run down Pure here with the static link. Pure's going to fall pretty low. The BKB from Pure comes to an end. They're trying to get him up to the safety of the high ground. They turn towards Toby. Toby turns to Black Hole, but he's just dying to the eye of the storm. Physical damage from Zai. As Toby gets taken out, Fishman as well. Before Mikke jumps up into the high ground, bursts through Pure. It's 3 dead on Entity. Zai, he'll more than happily burst through the Aegis for that. Could be in trouble though. It's a great toss deep underneath the tier 4s as well with the Psychic Headband pushback. They'll punish Zai for that move. And still overall, there's 3 dead on Entity, and Fishman having to use the buyback to be a part of that play. See if that's going to be enough for maybe Entity to look for more. Back out on the map, they're trying for Instania, but Instania's got Matumbaman by his side. Stormstormer will jump up. Boxy, he's ready with the follow-up stun. Fishman just gets destroyed. That's a dieback on Fishman. Kataomi also caught out by the root from Matu. Liquid, they'll continue the cleanup.
They get the gem back though on Stormstormer. But at the start of that fight, that really was oh, he got no follow-up though, right?
I mean, they got the jump from Mikke. He's up in the air with the Yules, but the Remnant's ready for him on the way down. That's Stormstormer out as well. Everybody dead on Entity.
And that all started because of the positioning of Zai with this Aegis. Getting that 3-second Aegis, he was able to position himself so aggressively. The illusion of Naga, when Pure jumped in, he panicked for a second.
Now Toby going to jump forward. The silence does catch him. They've got to be careful here. See Stormstormer look towards Matumbaman. Now the Yule's set up, but they're not quite able to get into position for any sort of toss-back play upon Matumbaman. So Matumba's fine. He'll back off, keep that bottom wave pushed in. Now there's 2 further buybacks coming out from Entity, from Kataomi and Stormstormer to keep their base protected. Liquid now up a fair bit here. 14k advantage.
It's all about the initiation, right? Like, again, I don't know if we get a highlight or replay of the Doom jump in onto the Razor and Naga illusion, but Entity, their entire reason they kept themselves in this game was because of the vision that they had in the key fight to enable the good Black Hole, that perfect Doom, the layered damage and control to offset Liquid's advantage. And yeah, that was a rare moment where you actually saw Pure just completely just falter in the moment. Again, it's very difficult, right? You're a Doom single target style hero.
Because he was jumping up blinds as well,
exactly,
right?
Yeah. So we're going to see it here, right?
Yeah.
He jumps in, right?
And then he's got to find his target.
And he gets, for a brief second, he's like, this could be Naga. Oh, wait, it's not. Then he turns, cancels, throws the Lincolns onto Zai, but then he refreshes the Lincolns on Zai.
Yeah, he did that refresh
canceling
Lincolns.
the Doom.
It did, it blocked it.
Exactly, yeah. Really nice from Zai just to keep the Lincolns back up.
Yeah.
completely outplay Pure there. And in doing so, completely breaks down the map, right? You see on the top right side, Liquid killing off the Dawnbreaker. Toby defensively black holing, but the passive damage of the Razor. And sure, eventually, Zai goes down, but yeah, just... Yeah, Zai completely just styling on them a little bit in that fight.
I feel like this whole game, Zai he's been crushing it this match.
But to be fair, though, to Entity, it is extremely difficult for them, right? We're talking about their team fight. It has to be the perfect Doom, the perfect black hole. Everything needs to just align.
Yeah, and they have done it once.
They have.
We've seen them be able to pull it off once this game.
And it just, for Liquid, it just takes a little bit of confidence to see through that style of fight. And when you have Zai, of course, with an Aegis, but being able to just cut through that and just get into the backlines and prevent that layered initiation, that's where Liquid will thrive. Because in that highlight, we didn't really get to see Matu do much, right? He was so far back, but always ready to help out if needed. So I think Liquid, they really learnt from their mistakes of the 20-25 minute mark, and in doing so, that is just putting more pressure on Entity. But still yet to break the base, though. 17k lead, though.
I mean, how do you sort of have to play this game if you're Toby on the Enigma? Because it does feel like in these fights, as soon as they get any vision on you, yeah, Zai's just popping the BKB and running straight for you with the ult on, and it puts you in this awkward spot, right, where you're kind of having to use this black hole in positions that you know that aren't going to be good enough for your team to secure a team fight victory.
It honestly feels like as soon as he sees a Razor or a Void Spirit step out of position, you BKB, you black hole, you kill, like you
just
knock
immediately
them down, and then you hope that the AoE damage can kill them off, and then it's the refresh, and then you blink into another fight. It needs to be quick, it needs to be rapid, and you need to go from core to core with each hole, and just hope to just 100 to 0 them, or at least put them in a position where they need to retreat. But out of all the heroes in the game, Enigma will be the hero that can turn it around.
Absolutely.
There's so much damage with the puck, with the tiny, that Liquid, sure they have a lead, but they have to respect it. Again, Song completely countered by the BKBs, and Entity are slowly picking up more and more of them, or even have the refreshes to keep the BKBs lasting longer. And the voice with the Aeon Disc, that's going to be a nice pickup to at least eat through and survive the black hole. Potentially force out the Doom to make sure he actually dooms off the Void Spirit. But no, this is... Oh, it's always so difficult to play these games as I get later on. With the Lincolns, the refreshers, the Aeon Disc, the BKBs. So many defensive tools in the game nowadays to keep these fights lasting longer.
Let's see what the move's going to be from Entity.
I hope it's
where is sort of your best chance of finding the sort of team fight play that they need? Is it just going to be down to waiting for Liquid to come at you, or will we see Entity try and identify a position when maybe some of the lanes are out at a certain stage that they can smoke out and catch Liquid?
There's a lot of layers to this, honestly. You kind of mentioned it in regards to Naga always having the lanes pushed into your base. That naturally means you can't smoke cleanly.
It's hard,
because creeps will hit your tier 3s, right? And this is a brief moment where the lanes look relatively pushed out, so they're poking their heads out of base, but I think the best bet for Entity is in the window in which lanes are looking decent, you have to smoke around Liquid, have high ground vision, and then try and initiate off that. But you see, they smoke up halfway down the map. Instantly, Liquid guys, they're smoked. They smoke themselves. They're rushing to their own high ground ward in the Dire jungle. Boxy out front with his Vendetta.
I mean, Pure stepping out. Boxy's going to be quick to jump. They're in with the setup. They're ready to start the fight. The heal's going to be coming in. Toby drops the black hole, but he's not going to catch anyone at all. Zai already off to the side, pushing back Pure up to the high ground. They'll turn back over to take out Fishman. We'll see Pure jump in. He'll be able to land the Doom down onto Mickey. Mickey should die for sure, unless they can save him with the Song move. But Matu, he's giving him the heals to get him out to the side. Pure will continue to move in and try and chase Mickey down. And Mickey's going to be fine. On the back of it all, Toby will drop the black hole to lock down Zai here with the second refresh of it. But Zai's still alive. He's life stealing back up. It's 3 dead on Entity. The second Doom was thrown down onto Matu. Matu doesn't care at all. He's full HP. Stormstormer's in trouble as Liquid surround him. He'll be able to blink up to the high ground, but Liquid, they'll look to continue to chase. See Boxy try and jump into position, but with the orb and the blink, Stormstorm will be able to get far enough away. Buybacks now to come out from Entity. Pure returns to the fight, but Instania. Ice Path from Macropire down was the two of them. Boxley with the stun keeps Katomi held within it. Has to back off to the fountain. As Liquid, off the back of that fight, they'll take the mid-racks.
They're going to take everything. Enigma doesn't have buy, doesn't have 2 black holes. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this just mega creeps for Liquid. Or at least posturing for top to see what buybacks are left. But yeah, very much. Entity always kind of getting a little bit picked off in these later fights. It's so difficult though. We're seeing the value of Nyx Assassin. When you're ahead of the game on the vision, this Nyx is going to just wreak havoc across your lineup. You can never really step up.
Liquid having all the space in the world, it seems, to continue this push. And indeed, you know, at this stage, as we saw with the Song of the Siren and that shard, Doom, it's just not going to get the kills. Matu's always going to be able to reset and help heal up his allies. It's Entity with the full 5-man backup. Indeed, a lack of ult. Looks like Liquid will give them a bit of breathing room. So they'll get another chance, Entity, but the difficulty increasing tenfold. Now down 28,000 gold and without 2 sets of barracks.
And it's another Roshan, right? The Liquid reset. Someone's going to poke their head into Roshan and realize it's up. This is an Ags, Cheese, and an Aegis Roshan. Naga, of course, can get the gold back. Reading the Ags, what else we got? Yeah, I mean, does anyone actually want an Ags?
I mean,
you know what?
Jakira, right?
I want Jakira to get it.
You know, it's one of the. It's another great answer to the Enigma, right?
Yeah.
You lay this down, and suddenly Enigma's just dying whilst the BKB black holing.
Yeah, one of the better Ags in the game, honestly.
The Stormer, he's tried to have a bit of a look towards the side here, up from the cliff, but Liquid's in with the jump. We'll see Fishman coming with a heal to be able to pull himself off the cliff. Storm's actually able to blink down as well. Toby having to put the BKB here. He's been caught by the net. Zai's in on top of him. It's going to be Toby going down, out for 70. As Liquid, they'll look to chase for more. They'll catch Storm on the attempt to retreat as both cores out of the game without buyback.
Slowly but surely, they walk up to the high ground once more. Like you mentioned, Puck no buyback, Enigma no buyback.
And Pure watching from the side. He will have 2 Dooms ready to drop. And Stormstormer, his buyback actually is back up now. So he can return to look for one final fight, potentially. Pure, he's going to get in on the backlines. We'll be able to drop down the Doom onto Mikke, so Mikke will have to back up and reset. But Zai, straight in with the BKB, will get control with the Dream Coil for now as the BKB comes to an end. The second Doom dropped down onto Matuma Man at Pure, tasting in. He's actually bringing them down very, very low here. Mikke with his Doom ending is ready to get back in on top of him, though. Slides back in with the Astral Step. GG is called. Liquid will be able to take game 1.
Woo. This was a pretty good game. No, I think for Liquid, they were in control for the best part of it, right? It was just one little moment where Entity caught them off guard underneath some Entity vision, and it gave them the lifeline, but very much Liquid.